Hey guys, let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to start by introducing myself and thanking you all for being on this call with us. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. This is something that I know I'm super excited about, and Maddie and Christian are super excited about too. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jill, and I started building this business about 6 months ago. And I originally reached out for nutrition. I was sick of meal prepping. I didn't want to macro count anymore. I didn't want to weigh my food. I was over it. I just wanted to be healthy and I wanted it to be easy. So I reached out to my good friend Maddie, who I asked her, I was like, girlfriend, you're a lean bean 24/7. What are you eating? And she said, it's Isagenix. And my initial response was, are you kidding me? It's some shake shit. And I tell you that because I want you to know that I was a huge skeptic when I first started this, but this skeptic is now a believer. And within a very short time, I became a believer. I loved the products when I first tried them. I felt great. I was sleeping better than I ever had. But when I did the research into the business side of this, I could not be more behind a company than I am with Isagenix. I came into this year, I was super lost, and I was about over 20 grand in debt. And I just wanted something that I was going to be passionate about, that had a vision, that had integrity. And that's exactly what Isagenix was for me. So I'm super happy to say that I'm completely out of debt. I'm driving my absolute dream car. And I could not be more fired up about building this business and sharing it with you guys. So I'm going to turn this over to Miss Madison, who's going to take us through a little PowerPoint here. Maddie is a very good friend of mine, and she's super inspirational to me because she started with this business, I think about 8-9 months ago now, but she quickly hit the top ranks of our company. It only took her 3 months to hit those ranks. And she's just super, super inspiring and very, very motivating. So with that, I give you Miss Madison.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for the warm welcome. I always love hearing you speak. Awesome, guys. So I want to start off tonight by just asking you a question that I just want you to think of in the back of your mind. And if you're reading this right now and you're rolling your eyes, I can totally relate to you because I used to roll my eyes all the time to these kinds of questions. They just seem a little bit far-fetched. They're overused with not much depth to them. People like to throw these kinds of questions around a lot. But tonight I really want you to ask yourself, are you living your ideal life? Like when you wake up in the morning and you go throughout your days, do you love your days? Do you like your days? And can you see yourself living the days that you're living now for the next 5-10 years? If that makes you cringe, then I'm excited to chat with you tonight. But if not, it might not. You might love what you're doing, and you might just need something on the side. Or you might need a little bit of extra income. You just might want to be a part of something bigger. Or you might need to pay off some debt like Jill, or you might want some extra travel income. So whatever it may be for you, it might be, but I just want you to ask yourself, are you living your ideal life? And what would that look like if you could live your ideal life? What we're here tonight to talk to you guys about is something much bigger than any of us here on this webinar, and it's really about 3 big converging trends. The first one being weight, right? Over 69% of adults in North America are considered at least overweight, a huge, huge problem. The second one is the fitness industry. If you're anywhere on social media, you know that the fitness industry right now is exploding. It's blowing up. Everyone wants to be fit. Everyone is health conscious. Now more than ever, people are becoming more consciously aware of the labels on their food, what they're putting in their mouth, etc. So the fitness industry is worth over $83 billion just from gyms alone. And then the last trend, as you've also seen on social media with Botox and lip fillers and fake butts and everything, anti-aging is huge right now. It's expected to grow or to reach $331 billion by 2021. So I want you to, for a second, imagine a company that converges all 3 of these trends. We're talking about a massive, massive global opportunity, right? We're in 20 different countries. And so obviously with those 3 trends, we have to have different solutions to meet different people's needs, right? We're all about fitting someone's needs. We're not about selling them something they don't need. So it's all about fitting your customers' needs and what they want and what's going to help them. So we have weight wellness, performance solutions. We have vitality and well-being. That's really the anti-aging sector. Then we have personal care and beauty. And honestly, if I'm being transparent with you guys, the fifth solution is our financial wellness solution. And that's really what we're here to talk to you guys about tonight. Obviously, we have amazing products, but they wouldn't be amazing if they weren't backed by scientific research. So 56% more weight loss when using Isogenics, 47% more fat loss when using Isogenics, and twice as much visceral fat loss when using Isogenics. I think there's a lot of products market right now. The market is very, very, very oversaturated. And so it's very important for companies to have scientific research and be backed by scientific research, right? So Isogenics, one of the cool things that they do, actually spend millions of dollars a year outsourcing, third-party outsourcing, product testing, just so that our products can be tested by an outsourced company that has nothing to do with the inside of Isogenics, right? We outsource that, and they test our products, and they do publications on our products. So just says a lot about the integrity and the science behind the products, our no compromise policy. So right now, as you guys have noticed, I've definitely noticed it in just especially being in network marketing, the need for money right now is also bigger than it's ever been. You know, in the U.S. alone, 39 million people receive food assistance. Debt, especially college debt, is skyrocketing. The college debt bubble is the biggest economic bubble that the U.S. economy has ever seen. The healthcare costs are rising. Taxes are at a record high. And honestly, all these stats are really great, but simply because you want more is a reason to want to need more money. Simply because you want more, you want to travel more, you want to have more time freedom, you want to become more of yourself, you want to invest in things, like whatever it may be for you. Like, I want you guys to know that you don't need a reason to want more money. You can just want more money, and that'd be okay. And so obviously you guys have recognized that people are working differently to accumulate this money. People are working online. People are, renting rooms, they're giving rides, they're trading ideas. A lot of people have side gigs and side jobs, Airbnb, we have Lyft, we have Uber, we have eBay, Amazon, Etsy. I mean, there's so many different little side hustles that you can have nowadays. But there's still a big problem with all of these side hustles that you guys see. And that's that they're still trading time for money. So even if you have Airbnb and you have multiple houses on Airbnb, you're limited and you're capped by the number of hours we have in a day, and the number of days we have in a week, and the number of weeks we have in a year, right? So you can only charge so much per hour or per week, and you only have so many weeks, and so you reach a cap eventually, right? And same thing with Uber. You only have so many hours in a day to drive people around, so you can only charge so much, and the company dictates that. So although these people are stepping out of their comfort zones and working, I guess, on their calendar, they're not entrepreneurs, right? They're plugging into a system and creating their own hours. Yes, they have their own agenda. Yes, great. But when it comes to the money and the financial aspect of it, they're still capped. They're still being controlled by trading time for money. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And that's really what we're here to talk about, is network marketing, right? So why network marketing? Why is network marketing a better side gig or a soon-to-be full-time gig for some people and a lot of people? Maybe some of you on this call, why is it better than any of those? And we're here tonight, one of my favorite things, to talk about the cash flow quadrant. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. Robert Kiyosaki published this in his book, The Business of the 21st Century. It's specifically about network marketing. And what he talks about is the different flows of money, right? So on the left side, you have employee, right? You have a job. You're a traditional employee. You work for somebody else. You clock in, you clock out, you have a job, right? Self-employed is the S in the left-hand side of the quadrant. You own a job, right? So you're owning a job. Like, this would probably be Airbnb and Lyft and Uber. Like, you own your own hours, you own it, but it's still a job. You're still trading time for money. And then on the right-hand side of the quadrant, you have business owner, right? You have the B type. You own the system that works for you. You're a traditional business owner. And then the lower quadrant is investor, right? Money that works for you. So I don't know about you guys, but the statistics of these two sides are drastically different. So on the left side, you have 95% of the workforce. 95% of the people live and breathe and exist on the left-hand side of the quadrant. 5% of the wealth, though. So that means 95% of people are sharing 5% of the wealth. Not too much money to go around on that side. Now, on the other side, you have 5% of the people, or the workforce, earning 95% of the wealth. Seems kind of backwards, doesn't it? There's a lot more money to be made on the right-hand quadrant. And so network marketing, guys, it helps everyday people just like you and I go from the left-hand side of the quadrant, working a job, having a side hustle, to the right-hand side of the quadrant, having money work for you, earning something like residual income that pays you as, while you sleep, or pays you month after month after month for something that you did one time many months ago or even many years ago. And then so Isagenix has its own cash flow, right? So they have each quadrant within the compensation plan of Isagenix. And so bear with me because this stuff is not going to make sense to you. It's not meant to. I just want to highlight to you what this looks like from on the inside. So in the employee box, right, we have something called PIBs, right, product introductory bonuses, and rank advancement bonuses, RAB. It's supposed to be RAB. And these are upfront. This is upfront cash, right? So they pay you for your work. You do something, you get paid, right? You get compensated. And then underneath the sorry, I got ahead of myself. Underneath that is pools, right? So you get compensated for being at certain ranks. Again, it's kind of like, getting a raise at a job. It's upfront money. And then the beast, I guess you could say, within Isagenix's cash flow is on the right-hand side, just like it is in the traditional workforce, where we have something called cycles and stars. And again, this is not going to mean anything to you guys right now, other than the fact that you need to know, if you take anything away from this, is that on the right-hand side, you have a system that works for you, and you have money that's working for you. So you have people in a system working for you as you do, you're still playing a part, but it's running without you. You could stop and it will still go. That's what I want you guys to take away from this. And so what exactly is that, right? So on the right-hand side of the quadrant, as we talked about, there's something called residual income, okay? And it comes within the things called cycles, okay? And so Isagenix cash flow, say, you started off and you showed 10 people Isagenix, and you helped those 10 people show 10 people. Now you have 100 people in your organization, and those 100 people showed 10 people each. Now you have 1,000 people in your organization. Isagenix has a foundational system, a point system that we get paid from. It's called business volume, okay? It's called BV, business volume. So every customer, ideally, on average, should be ordering about 100 BV a month, okay? So if you take those numbers and you times it by 100 BV a month, it ends up being 100,000 BV times 6. I put one more zero in there. $6,000 a month, guys. And it ends up being $75,000 a year. And so that's the beautiful part of the right side of Isagenix. It creates residual income for you. These numbers here don't include any of the other forms of compensation except for the residual income standpoint, right? They don't include the product introductory bonuses. It doesn't include the rank advancement bonuses. It doesn't include the product pools. It only includes your cycles, your residual income, people buying product month after month after month after month, in your organization into unlimited depth. And so just by that, guys, just by seeing that simple model, you should understand that this is a vehicle that could allow you to potentially live your ideal life. So we talked about it in the beginning, are you living that ideal life? What would it take? How much extra money a month would it take for you to be able to live that ideal life? Would it be $6,000 a month? I'm sure even a few $100s a month, right? Even if it was, 10% of that, $60 a month, it would still make a difference in your life. And so network marketing provides time flexibility, the ability to work from anywhere, training and support. It's a very mentorship type business. We do these very often for our team to plug into, a positive culture, an opportunity not only for you, but for you to share with other people, right? To light other people up and show them a different way. And then no caps on earning potential, right? This isn't Uber or Lyft or Airbnb where we have, only so many hours to clock in for money, right? We have leverage here. We have leveraged efforts. So it's not only you working, but it's your entire organization working. And I'm not going to get into the numbers. So I'm not very good at numbers, but if you had 5 people underneath you, all those 5 people have the same amount of hours as you do, 24 hours in a day. 24 hours times 5 is now a lot more than 24 hours in a day. Now you've got like thousands of hours a day being put in your organization. Does that make sense? So this is called leverage, guys. And so obviously Isagenix is a company amongst many in the network marketing industry, in the network marketing space. So why Isagenix? And these are a few reasons as to why I found this company as well. So nearly 300 people who have earned more than $1 million. That's almost unheard of in the network marketing space. We've been growing for over 17 years and earned over $6 billion in total sales. Millions of impacted lives, obviously through health and wellness and the financial wellness as well. And then we're privately held, responsibly run with no operational debt. And this is super important. I'll explain it to you guys when I tell you my story at the end. No operational debt and privately held, responsibly run are super, super important if you're going to invest your time into building an empire within network marketing. As I said, guys, this is a global opportunity, so you could literally build a business in 20 different countries. Never did I ever think I would have business in the UK and in Canada and you know, all these other places in the world, and now I do. You know, because of Isagenix, you can have a global business. You can take vacations to Bali, to the UK, to Canada, and they can be business write-offs if you're doing business there, right? So it's really, really cool. It gives you an opportunity that most companies can't give you. And then I'm here to tell you from an outsider to an insider of Isagenix. I studied so many compensation plans before I joined Isagenix, and Isagenix does have the best compensation plan in all of network marketing. Network marketing companies hire out a man, and I forget his name, but they hire out this guy to create their compensation plans, and he's actually the one that created ours, right, internally. So we have the best of the best. It's not arguable at this point. So we get paid daily, weekly, and monthly. And then building Isagenix, guys, is just about the power of two. This is a very simple foundational business. It's about mastering the basics. So you show two people and you help your people show two people, and so on and so forth. You have two sales teams, the power of two, right? We're talking about leverage. So we have no quota. Important to know, there's no sales quota that you need to meet in order to get paid except for your own products. There's your sales do not flush out. So some companies, every month their sales will flush out and they won't get paid on it. Your sales never go away. You can always unlock your money sitting in your back office. You earn residual income on your entire group. You earn 6% on unlimited levels in your organization. Could be a millionth level deep, guys, are still earning 6%. You might not even know who they are, and you're earning a residual 6% on their monthly orders. And again, the pay calculates daily and pays weekly. So this is a lot of information. How does Isagenix fit into your lifestyle? We use the products. You know, we order a few products a month. We use the products. You become a product of the product. You've got to like what you're selling. If you don't bother selling it. You got to share the system with other people. All right, so you use it, you share it. And then the third part of it is what we're doing right now. You identify product sharers and business partners. And I'm here to tell you our team specifically focuses on business partners because that's where leverage comes in. That's where you build massive organizations. That's where people get lit up and excited because they're a part of other people who are making a difference in their own lives financially. So how to get started is very simple. Again, it's just the cost of your own products. You get an online and virtual website that you log in and you have your own virtual back office. It's very, very simple. And for you, you're either one or the other. You're either, you know, looking for the financial opportunity only, and you're like, great, I can help people get healthy on the side. That's awesome. I'm in. I'm going to start off with something called the Forever Pack. This is just, you know, 100 BV, as we said. It's your cost of entry. You eat your overhead, and it's your business startup, right? This is your business startup cost. It's not $100,000 to start up like a traditional business would be. It's a few $100, not even a few hundred. It's $150 for the cost of your products, your business, your ability to sell, and you're in the door and you're going. Now, you might be the other person where you're like, I really want to try out all these products. I need my own health transformation. I want to feel better. I want to look better. I want to be able to help other people understand what this can do. Then you would be the right-hand side, which is a bigger pack. It will get you set up for a full month. It ends up being about $13 a day. And again, this is someone who wants it on the business side, but also really wants to test out all the products and see what the whole package is about. So objections. I give you all the kit and caboodles about what Isagenix is. Common questions we get is it a pyramid scheme? And I'm here to tell you every single structure that you look at is a pyramid. I mean, look at any structure in corporate America. You have your president, you have your VPs, you have your exec board, right? You have your employees, you have the assistants, you have everything is a pyramid, guys. Isagenix network marketing is not a pyramid scheme. The government is really, really good at cracking down on things like this. Pyramid schemes don't even exist now for more than like a day before the government shuts them down, even if it's hours. And the difference here is, just so you know, and you can educate other people, is soon exchange your. So, you know, Joe says he wants to buy products from me. I say, awesome, Joe. Let's sign you up. Let's get your products ordered. Joe gets his products, I get paid. The money's coming from the product sale. Now, if Joe were to sign up to be a part of Isagenix and there was no product or service exchange, then that would be illegal, right? You're making money off of people signing up for something with no product or service exchange. Illegal. shut down, gone, bye-bye. There's no way a $6 billion company would be able to sustain itself for 17 years without the government cracking down on it and shutting it down if it was illegal. The second one is I don't have the money. I want you guys to shift your perception a little bit. It's $150 and it's an investment and it's your food, right? So let's just take costs that you're spending at your groceries at GNC for other like health and wellness products that you have. Let's just redirect them to a few Isagenix products a month, and it's the cost of your business, and you eat it, right? It's a write-off. So you don't want to look at this as an added cost, but actually an investment in yourself, and an investment to get you in the door to a financial vessel that has no capped earning potential, right? There's no ceiling here. So some people, I laugh because they paid, $100 or something bucks to get started and are now making $300,000 a month. Some are making $10K a month, guys, still. Even if you're making $1,000 a month, to start up for $100 is nothing, is literally nothing. I'm not a salesperson. I thought the same thing. You don't need to be a salesperson. All you need to do is use the products, like the products, and be able to find people just like yourself. That's it. And we train on that, right? We have trainings, sales trainings about this twice a week, training on, how do you do attraction marketing? How do you talk to people about this? What's the whole process like? How do I get started? How do I get other people get started? How do I help other people get started? How do I build a team? We have trainings on all of this stuff. So you don't need to know anything. You don't need to be a salesperson. All you need to do is be coachable and have a desire and be willing to put in the hours of getting to know how to talk about this stuff. It's very, very simple. It's a very mentorship business. So I don't want you to come into this thinking that you have to know everything or you have to be the best salesperson on earth. I started here. This is my story here. I was not a salesperson. Quick backstory, when I first got involved in network marketing, I was with a different company. And that's why I know so much about the outside looking in on Isagenix, because I was in a different company and I actually sought out Isagenix. But my first network marketing company, guys, I was red tomato face. I would never have been on one of these calls ever. I hated my voice. I hated speaking, everything. So you don't, trust me when I tell you, you don't need to have any kind of experience or anything. You just need to be willing and coachable. That's it. So let's rewind 4 years. 5 years now. 4 years. Rewind 4 years, right? I was graduating high school, and my dad kind of showed me network marketing as my plan B, so to speak. He was like, this is a business model that you can plug into. You'll make some money on the side. My dad's very entrepreneurial. He's a serial entrepreneur. He has, multiple $1-million businesses. He does very, very well for himself. And so I trust and love my dad. And so I was like, sure. I asked no questions. I knew nothing about pyramid schemes. I knew nothing about sales, nothing. I was so naive. And I was just like, sure, I'm in, right? And so I started. I went to college, did this business on the side. And like some of you on here, going through college, I couldn't find any bucket that really fit me. Like some of my friends are going to be teachers and nurses and doctors and lawyers and, going into all these fields that were laser focused and 40 years in, and then you're retired and blah, blah, blah. And because I was introduced to network marketing at such a young age, I had heard these trigger words of like residual income and retirement. Like, who retires? If you really love what you're doing and you're making money while you sleep, why would you ever retire? Why would you ever stop helping people out? And so I had that in the back of my mind. And I really didn't find any bucket that fit for me. And so if that's you, it's totally cool. Network marketing might be your vessel, just like it was mine. And then, I graduated college. The company I was with previously was in operational debt. It was too young of a company. It couldn't stand on its own 2 feet, and it ended up crashing, guys. The first network marketing company I was in crashed. Blessing in disguise, it helped me find Isagenix. And a year ago today is when I found Isagenix. I was showed it, and just like Jill, I was like, oh my God, it's a weight loss company. I want nothing to do with that. I could never get behind it. I'm not a shake girl. Ugh. And because of the people who showed me, who were actually millionaires and top income earners in the previous company I was in, are the same people that showed me Isagenix. And because it was them and they were so genuine, and I knew in their heart that they had their best foot forward for me, and I knew at 60 years old, they wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't going to be around for a very long time, right? Because they have grandchildren, and this is willable to your second generation. And so they showed me, and I gave it a shot. I looked at the compensation plan. The compensation plan was the best one I had ever seen. The products seemed to have been getting really good results for the past 17 years. The people, the culture behind it was amazing. And I gave it a shot, guys. And then Jill told you the rest of my story. I quickly rank advanced to the top rank. And a year later, I'm still passionately sharing Isagenix. So that's my story, but Isagenix story is even better. And the reason why I really decided to latch onto this company as a financial vessel for myself, it's built on integrity and the vision to impact the world. And Kathy Coover, who is the co-founder and executive vice president, she was actually a network marketer just like us. So she was in the field. She built herself up to be the number one income earner or top income earner in 3 different companies, 3 different times. That's hard work. I don't want to say it's hard work, but it takes grit. It takes willpower. I mean, it takes work ethic like you've never seen to get to the top of 3 different companies in income. And all 3 of those companies, unfortunately, failed her. You know, they all failed her. They either were in too much operational debt. They were, they had to shut down the associate side of things. They couldn't keep up with their agreement with the customers, their integrity, so they had to shut it down. Different reasons, but they all failed. And so she was done with network marketing. She wanted nothing to do with it. And her husband, Jim Coover, were approached by a man that had the products of Isagenix. He had created these products. He was super excited about them. He was super proud of them. And he went to Jim and Kathy Coover because he knew what kind of people they were. And he said, will you guys help me bring these products to market? At the time, it was only the weight loss system. It was only the shake and the cleanse. And they said, no, we want nothing to do with network marketing. They said no about 9 times or 8 times. And on the 9th or 10th time, they finally were like, fine, we'll partner up with you. We'll do this thing together under one condition. Every single decision we make has to be right for the customer, and it has to be right for the associate. And 17 years later, guys, that is still what they're talking about. Every single decision they make is always right for the associate and the customer, right? They built this to be a financial vessel for families, to be the thing that Kathy never had. And so she comes from a place where she understands what it's like to be an associate. She understands what it's like to be a network marketer. She understands what it's like to have a company fail on her. And so she created this so that that does not happen, right? And so 17 years later, that's still what they go by. That's still the standards that they uphold themselves to. And nothing is going to change. Their son, Eric Coover, is in line to take over the company when they pass on, and he's been born and raised literally in the company, and is very passionate. He's taking the millennial side of things to the next level, and really pushing things with this whole movement of people, right? No one wants to work a 9 to 5 anymore. It's like the new hype word. And so they're really pushing things with this. So that is it, guys. I appreciate you all for coming on, taking time out of your nights to come on here with all of us and take a look at an opportunity. I hope this resonated with you. It either did or it didn't. If it did, definitely reach out to the person that invited you here to get more information, get your questions answered, and hopefully join our little growing family here. I don't want to say little, big growing family here. All right, guys. So we will see you next time. We do these every night at 7. And thanks for hopping on. Have a great night.